Turner Rally, held in the picturesque Manor Hotel at Crickhowell. This is a significant rally for me because it does show 40 years of hard work in relation to Turner cars. Pretty well every model that was produced during the years was present at the rally, and together with some of the employees of the original company, it made it a very enjoyable occasion. The Turner car was originally designed to meet a demand for a cheap sports car immediately after the war, and this was the object of the exercise, but due to its satisfactory performance, it was taken up by numerous people for racing and culminated in winning the sports car championship for 3 years and also the team race. The cars today are very well looked after because they are owned by enthusiasts who rebuild and look after them, and it is very gratifying to see them in such good condition. And to have the two drivers of Tatty Turner here together with myself, as they had a very successful number of seasons driving this car, and present owner, Shakespear, was also thrilled to meet them, and they took great pleasure in sitting in the car and reviving old memories. The Formula 2 car was here also, which its previous owner, Mr. John Webb, was also pleased to see it in such good condition. And perhaps it is not well known that when we developed the aluminium engine for this car, it being based on the Francis basic design, we were asked by Marcus Chambers, who was then the competition manager of Connaught, to produce a number of aluminium blocks for use in the Connaught racing car. This, I think, is information which is not generally known to Turner owners as such. The concept of the original Turner A30 and A35, as I said, was for a cheap sports car for the younger generation after the war. I still feel that this concept is still a viable proposition, although it has been tried by BL and others with very little success. Having seen the new sports models that are being exhibited in the Frankfurt show this year, I feel that the price that these are going to be on sale for in this country is so prohibitive that very few will be sold because they don't cater for the market that we cater for. Seeing a lot more cars next year at the rally, as a number of owners were there this year but had not finished renovating their cars. So we look forward to seeing them next year and hoping that even a greater number will appear at the 1990 rally.
This'll do. This'll.
Nobody fought.
They don't get engaged.
It might be John Griffiths from Leeds. Yes, it is. Yeah. Mark Seuss, get him. Sorry, you.
Because the chap who had it before you, didn't do much with it, did he?
No, he did a few of them.
Yeah.
He had it done like that.
Because I did a hill climb for him in '66, I think it was. Prescott. Yeah, and we won the class in it, but we hadn't driven it. We sort of hadn't driven it to the meeting. They've protested it now. Yeah. I mean, if I dropped it off under the road, it would have been alright.
Well, I attended at Mallory. I was a few miles away from Mallory. Jim Clark was then competing in Ian Scott Watson's locals for the sort of championship of Mallory. You name a charity or donation. And that's what happened.
It was that.
I mean, it's their regulations, and they couldn't deny the evidence.
It dropped it off 13 miles.
I wouldn't have known. Well, I mean, I would have known, but I wouldn't have had any evidence. And I got a very nice letter back actually from Ian Scott Watson at Chipping. I haven't.
I went up Scotland in May this year, and stopped Chelmsford on the way down. Everson Morning. It's just as though he's still alive. It's incredible. Unbelievable.
Because I was at Brown.
Were you when it down? Yeah. It was just, I know, more than anybody else.
Oh yes, lots of people died.
Yeah, but Jimmy had just that aura that he was invincible, indestructible. He used to have such a nice guy. But he... Oh no, that's right.
Just a brown stuff.
That's right. Well, that's really why I played that race. It was getting so dangerous. You know, about 65, 66. In fact, 10 years after I did that, there were about 60 people killed or something. We weren't proving it. The race was great fun, but it was just to go and kill yourself.
It was an informal one, I think, on the stone.
I could have gone into it if I wanted to, but it was a 24-hour-a-day job, and I thought, well, I was not interested in it.
And you said you were going to be flying instead. Now, was you again ostrich?
As a cover. Yeah. It was one of those ducking adverts.
Yeah.
If you look very closely, you see that my trousers, about this, you know, this is pretty, this thin,
I thought what a shame.
they're all nice to have. I don't know what this is.
That little 500cc twin cam engine.
Single disc at the back, or single disc, get this back on the circuit.
Well, I'm going to finish the brakes when I can get somebody to do it.
Fun?
And I'm
Oh yes,
get it, 60 mile an hour and just keep it running.
Yeah. That is probably the most interesting.
You know, if I start opening it up, I don't want these brakes.
No, this is the trouble.
If you're going to race it, you really got to replace everything, suspension.
Yes, that's right. And these wheels in particular, time.
And I think she's done.
You know, at Spa, I split a room at Spa. Much to my surprise, from the start up through Eau Rouge and up the hill, I found I was in front of the day with everything, the Alps, the Porsches, the Legacy Leagues, the lot. And I think I was so frightened. About 30 cars behind me in the pouring rain, I lost it and swiped the curves and everything. And when we finished the race, I didn't stop, I'd pick it up and finish, but there was about that much of the rim
Missing?
Not missing, but sticking out like that, and held the tyre in. Yeah.
What size rooms are these? Are they 5Js or something? Or even 4.5? Are they?
4.5.
Incredible.
Yeah, something like that, you know.
And the other thing was, I was saying to Lionel, that when they checked the car over afterwards, they could poke their finger through the bottom of the petrol tank because it scraped along the curb. And it was so thin, just worn it down like as thin as a giant bomb and all through it. So I was lucky to finish that.
What does this weigh? Do you know? Did you ever have it weighed like?
Well, when we had it, and without the passenger seat in it, weighed 8.5 hundredweight. It's heavier than that now, obviously, roll bars and seats and things.
Because you didn't have the Vapors on it, no? Did you?
No, SUs. It had SUs.
And I did about 2 races with the SUs, and then we put the Vapors on it. It got a lot more torque at the bottom end.
Well, we put the Webers on at Spa, and there was so much fiddling about the Webers at Spa because the climatic conditions are high. But I said, no, I don't race it or anything. I took them off, put the SUs back, and it was perfectly okay.
Yeah, because you had a bigger engine, of course, than I did.
1300, yeah. You had that.
In fact, it probably made it easy to drive because it wasn't so vicious with the power.
No.
In fact, I have a feeling my Snedden times were very similar to yours with the 1100, whereas the other one, you had a ZF, didn't you?
No.
You didn't?
No.
No, that probably was something. It's still got the ZF.
Has it got a ZF?
That's everything you had.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Even the engine and carburetors you had, though.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
No, it was all sort of box standard BMC at the back end, yeah.
No, that would obviously make a difference.
Yeah.
She was a lovely motor. I remember driving through the paddock at Mallory, I think the first time out, and I thought, this is right, it's going to win something.
Yeah,
and I think I had 13 wins that year.
Felt right into the drive, yeah.
Did you ever have any trouble in, not particularly the wet, but at hairpins? I had it at Mallory and I had it at Cadwell, coming up to the hairpins there.
Yeah.
You were fine when you started the race, but when things warmed up, front brakes lost adhesion compared with the back, and the back would lock, and then you just spin it.
Yeah, we did have,
twice.
actually we had quite a lot of problem with front brakes. In fact, at one meeting at Brown's, one of the international meetings, we were up most of the night. We had to find a guy to machine the discs. We found a guy in a little workshop who worked about 3 in the morning. Well, I didn't, Alan Smith did, and I didn't sleep. He had it all down, the disc machine, because he got the same thing as that. Because they were not totally, they were out true, but the surface was not dead flat. And so initially, when they were cold, they were working reasonably well. And as they got hot, for some reason, the slight depressions in the disc seemed to sort of do that, and you're only getting pad contact. And after
So you're losing effectiveness.
You're losing effectiveness at the front, and the backs were doing much more work, as you say.
Yeah, and they were locking up.
And so we and it made about the second half. No, it was on a full circuit at rounds. It made about second half. Something like that. Yeah.
And it was just about 8.500.
Just over 8.5 anyway. Well, as I just were talking about earlier on, saying I built it at home actually, and everything was weighed. And we drilled.
Yeah, I mean, even the brake,
everything was
backplates drilled on the rims there.
Yeah.
We were talking about that other one down there. That's about 1,200 weight.
Is it? Yeah.
It's one with the 109 engine.
Well, this was the one thing. The only way we could think of tuning it, because I mean, you get an FWA engine, a 1300cc Climax engine. You can't do much with it as it comes. But all our engines were given between 112 and 114 on the brake.
This was given 98, I think.
Yes, and the engines we had in the Lotus Elites as well were given the same. So there's nothing, it was all around about 112 brake. And the only way we could think of improving it was just to make sure we got the weight down and down and down.
Handling wise, because it was different to the Elite.
Yeah, that's so different. It was so different from the Elite handling.
Yeah. Can I have a seat in it?
Yeah, you can. That's what I brought. That's what.
It's better the old. Oh, sorry. Oh, it does do. It does work.
It's actually open.
Everything works.
Oh, great. Let me sit down and see.
Yes.
Give me a with Warwick. Yeah. As long as he doesn't start it.
Doesn't run, does it?
I don't mind.
No, you can't get in. Won't let me in.
We can't just start it. No, it doesn't make the same noise as it used to then.
It will. You can hear it before you go. I'll start it.
Can we make boom boom noises?
Yeah, so you'll hear it down in the valley. You want me at back? Or do you just want the two famous drivers?
You say it feels like a fairly old-fashioned motor car.
That's right. Beer in your hand as well, is it? Nice and tight.
What a splendid thought, Tony. That's great. Yes. Not a period can, but
thank you very much. Is it allowed to open?
Oh, don't squint
Tony, you don't want it back,
no,
do you?
don't squirt these in here, because it will hand them over to the side.
I've been shaking it up, haven't you?
No, would I do such a thing? Oh, it's not a good idea. That's got it.
That's if you ever own it, you want to.
That's right. Well, we don't.
Bits of cast iron.
This stuff corrodes aluminium.
Yes.
It does. I mean, you can see where to place it. You knew how wide it was. You knew exactly what it would do. And gave you the confidence which you needed.
Get Jack over here at the
Yes, I want. That's what I want. See, we can be all at back.
Get him
coming down with him, but I thought, well, he may come and use lunch as well, so I wouldn't...
Because if he hasn't built it should have been as well. It'd be nice for the portrait on this. Because this might never happen again. Most likely it won't.
They do a lot better to learn a lot more about technique and driving, because there are some very good cars about.
Drivers is born, not made.
I don't entirely agree. There's a certain amount.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, there is, and I think in this day and age, I think
Back to square one.
063. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so nice. It's a gorgeous spot. This is an ideal spot. It is. Yeah, right for things.
Did you stay the night?
Yes, we did. Came down yesterday.
It's all right, just stay there.
Oh, great.
Apart from the band, we had a disco until 2 o'clock.
And the old drum thumping away underneath, just bonk, 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 bonk. Yeah.
Did you bag take? No, it's a bit vicious. We nearly had a punch up with the bar there, trying to get something to drink.
So we closed the bar at 11.
If you stay there,
It's a hotel, it's very comfortable.
Oh yes, the rooms are very nice. Yeah, everything, whatever you needed. Yeah,
They did very good rate.
they've had a new management set up.
Where do you live then? Just down
In the village, in the town, yeah. Just up there.
Do you move down from Wolverhampton?
No. I did, and went up there and managed engineering works up there for a while.
That was when Eric Holden was actually manager there.
That's right, yeah.
He featured quite a lot in Cypher Merlin. What's his name?
You're talking to Stoughton, that's right.
With Mr. Moss.
how nice. Yeah.
I drove Chris Lawrence's car last year.
Oh, yeah.
In Willow Springs, and that's got a Cortina engine in, and very, very quick, still very quick. I don't know which car it was, whether it came out with a Cortina engine in or what, but it was quite a story. I was telling them earlier, I went out and practiced with it, it felt a bit like this again. Came out, I came back, and the chap before me has driven it. He said, this thing's dangerous, it's all over the race. It feels like a Turner to me. Anyway, Chris went out in the race, and he was holding a steady third position, and he pulled in. And I thought, well, what have you pulled in for? You're all like, the thing's dangerous. So he looked under the bonnet, and all the front suspension, I think it was MGB or something, he'd slotted it so he could alter all the angles. And it was just moving across like that. I thought, it feels like Tatty. What's different, you know?
Yeah, so what's different?
We're used to that.
There's one thing about it, if you could drive this thing quickly, you could drive almost anything quickly.
That's right.
Because when I went to drive for Lotus, there was a New Zealand motor racing reporter, Gavin somebody or other, I can't remember his name was, who, something like that, yeah. And he wrote an article sort of saying that I might be okay in a turn, but put me in a load of civilians, I'll be hopeless to see if my And I remember going past him at Spa when I was leaving the class. I just wrote down the window and I saw him taking pictures. He's got a photograph of him with two fingers up as I went by, you see. And he wrote an apology afterwards.
How do I stop it? press the button again.
That's what he's got. Yeah. Like older man. That's right. I need new wood though, I can't see out the back anymore. No, he's okay, you're lucky.
But we actually was a bit miserable because we looked at it and he said, oh, we haven't got a plan.
Yes, please. Just pull me, just pull. There's only a rather problem in there. Next year you'll be push it up there, alright? Not in the tray.
So I don't break brains, I have to do something really vicious. I'm willing to like spray rather than practice.